to another video of Game of Thrones Academy. Hi Itamar.
Hello.
What we do is we look at A Song of Ice and Fire through the lenses of real history and real political processes to learn something new about the story and hopefully a little bit of history along the way. And today we're going to talk about the Dothraki.
So they have motorcycles?
The Dothrakis? No, it's supposed to be a horse. Okay, so talk a little bit about what are the Dothrakis.
The Dothrakis from the books, not the real historical Dothrakis. Not the Dothrakis from the books. Is very interesting, very cool people.
Very cool.
They ride horses,
Right.
not motorcycles, horses. Pastoral nomads, which
Nomads.
means they live on a plain, on the steppes.
Right.
Of, they call the Dothraki Sea.
Right.
Covered with a lot of
Weed.
horse food. They are
Right.
horse culture.
They don't do any agriculture.
No, they don't have cities. They are nomads. They are
No
pastoral
cities, no
nomads, which means pastoral nomads. They have their animals, their livestock,
Right.
and they go from place to place with this livestock, settle for a certain period of time, eat out of the land, and continue like the Bedouins today, and also a lot of people today from the Asian steppes.
So do you see an historical equivalent of the Dothrakis?
Yes, I think the inspiration of that was the Eurasian steppe people.
Okay.
We know very famous people from there, the Mongols.
Mongols,
You
right.
know, remember Genghis Khan?
Genghis Khan.
Yeah, they also
Very warlike, very violent people.
pastoral nomads, horse culture.
I told you I was in Mongolia
Yeah, that's right.
in the summer of 2002. That was a simpler time back then. Men were men. Anyways, it was really interesting. We went up north to the northern part of Mongolia to this lake. It's right on the border of Siberia. It was summer. And like 40 kilometers out of the city, the road just ends abruptly. And then you just drive off and you have to know where you're going. And the scenery that you have almost all the time is plains that never end. And you can only see a little bit of mountains in the horizon. And you never get to the horizon. It's always in the horizon. Then you would see just a horde of horses just gallop by themselves. Or if you're going to the Gobi Desert, you would see camels. It's very interesting. It's very different from everything. And they have every summer they have this festival called Naadam, and they have 4 competitions. They have wrestling. It's very ceremonial.
You have
And-
this long
archery. And you have horse racing, and the winners they become famous. You had little bones of the legs of lambs, I think, and they hold it like this on their hand, and they have to flick it and hit a pile of other bones.
That's their national sport.
That's one of the national sports, and they take it very, very seriously. They're like old men, respectable men. So that was my Mongolian experience. So let's talk a little bit. Now you were going to say.
Yeah, another similarity between the Mongols as a steppe people and the Dothraki was their cruelty. I mean, I guess everyone was cruel back then, but if we're staying in the popular image of this Mongolian empire, they were like really the Nazis. I mean, they were really cruel. I mean, really, they were mass murderers. We can say now today, of course, it's anachronism. If we judge them by our contemporary moral standards, they are even worse than the Nazis. Who can say that?
Why?
They did genocide as a practical tactic, not
As a tactic,
as a
okay.
tactic, as a strategy, as a practical strategy of population exchange and submission of people, not entirely out of cruelty, cruelty, but as a tactic.
But the practices they were
And
cruel.
they killed millions of people, millions of people by hand and sword.
And only in battle or not only in battle?
Not only in battle. Battles between the Mongols and the other armies were usually pretty quick. They ended pretty quickly. The Mongols were like aliens from another planet in terms of technology and military tactics and order and command structure and hierarchies and expertise.
Horses.
You saw the competitions. Imagine the previous people. Imagine them multiplied by 10,000 maybe.
Yeah, like I told you that I saw this boy, 4-year-old boy, ride a horse. He couldn't even get on the horse. He had no saddle. He was only 4 and he rode that horse. And you told me, imagine this kid 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago. It is like it is a part. The horse is part of him. Not the mythology about the centaurs. Half horse, half man. Yeah. You can, I think, maybe say it was based on this steppe people, like half horse, half man. The horse is part of their body. It's like your cell phone is part of your body. And if you miss your
so tell me a little bit. Do you have some examples about this cruelty?
Yeah, when I thought, first of all, if anyone wants to learn more about the Mongols, I really recommend checking out Dan Carlin's website, YouTube channel.
So we'll post that.
Yeah, we'll post that. The Wrath of the
Khan. Description.
Is a 5-part Wrath of the Khans.
Of the Khans.
Of the Khans. The Khans, Khan.
Okay.
Just replace one letter, L with an N. It's the same thing. One of the anecdotes which relates to George R. R. Martin story, the practice of not shedding blood in Dothraki. Like it's a holy city.
Their holy city, inside the city, they cannot shed blood.
It's not a one-to-one analogy, parallel, but the Mongols had this superstition that they will not, they did not shed noblesmen blood.
Noblesmen of outside of Mongolia? Their enemies?
A noblesman as a noblesman, even enemy and part of the Mongolian people, they would not shed his blood. They could kill him.
They could kill him,
of course.
Like they did. So, like Drogo killed Viserys with a pot of gold.
Yeah, he found the loophole in this law. And he killed him, and we have a few examples. I think it was a Persian king or one of the Muslim kings that the Mongolians fought, and they wanted to kill him. So they just rolled him in a rug.
In a Persian rug.
In a rug, and just let the horses
trample him
to death. And
you told me there was another guy they put in a sack.
Another queen, I think, that was rebelled, some Mongolian queen that rebelled them. They just threw her inside a sack and threw her to the river to die.
Because they can't shed blood.
And there was very cruel, one of the methods of punishment of like psychological warfare. We talk about ISIS today. ISIS is like the brotherhoods of Pony or something. How do you call them? The bronies compared to the Mongols.
Yeah.
They used to dig holes and put their defeated enemies alive in these holes, these pits.
Pits, okay.
And they built a deck on top
of the pit without killing them.
Without killing them, they're still alive, and they ate dinner
on the deck.
On the deck while they're.
That's it.
It's not funny. Oh, what?
No, it's been 800 years now. It's funny, so we can laugh about ISIS.
Yeah, imagine in 500 years, someone is writing a book about Hitler and Stalin, and
okay, for us it's not funny. Not funny yet.
No, it's not funny. It's too soon. Too soon.
Okay, so it was a cruel empire, the Mongolian Empire. It was a bad empire for the world.
That depends on your perspective. If I was part of the Muslim Empire and Chinese Empire back then, I will keep the memory of the Mongols as a very negative memory.
Why? Because
all the killing and genocide by sword, one by one.
Wow.
It's very cool. It's very cool. But as an empire, it depends on your perspective. There are some stones.
So give us another perspective, not about the cruelty, something positive maybe.
Like every empire, they connected vast regions and made some fusion of cultures between East and West. Like every empire, they made the trading roads more safe, so trade could be prosperous.
Also, they were
The Kublai Khan, one of Genghis Khan's heirs, I think it was his grandson. He set upon a very successful Mongol and Chinese empire,
one of the
that
most
made
successful
connection
Chinese.
with the West.
He was respected.
He was
also.
respected, yeah, and he was considered a wise man and a wise ruler.
They were also religiously tolerant, right?
They were religiously
and
tolerant.
culturally
They
tolerant.
adopted some of them of the Mongolian rulers adopted the local religion.
Like Kublai Khan, he adopted the bureaucracy, the method of government.
Mm-hmm.
He became Chinese.
He became Chinese, and the more Western Khans, some of them became Muslims. One of the empires in India, the Mughals.
Yeah, Mongol.
The Mughals were, I think, the Mongols descendants, Muslim Mongol descendants that came to India, and also very successful empire there. They built the Taj Mahal.
Right, and it goes to your point that their cruelty, it wasn't out of ideology, it was only out of strategy to win, because once they won, they didn't continue to kill you.
Every empire had this cruelty and has this,
positive impact.
Positive
on the world.
impact.
So let's set up. This is a nice setup for our ball prediction. Okay, go ahead.
The Mongols were a steppe people, but the difference was that they, during Genghis Khan's time, they
Consolidated.
He consolidated the power, united all the villages, and he went outside his local territory to conquer and to build an empire. And later, after his death, his empire was part of the Chinese empire.
Right. Okay. So your ball prediction based
so
on
if
this.
we translate this to the story, I see the Dothrakis reestablish their connection with Daenerys.
Okay.
And they will be maybe the army that she will carry to the west, like the Mongols.
Okay.
Came. They reached till Poland. Today's Poland.
The Mongols reached Poland.
Today's Poland.
Right,
they made all the way to what is today China.
Yeah, the largest empire ever.
The largest land empire ever that was ever formed. So if I translate it to the story, if I translate it to the story, I see Daenerys using the Dothraki, uniting them.
Okay.
She will be like maybe
the stallion.
The stallion, maybe the Genghis Khan, maybe in that sense only, not in other stuff. They will help her reach the narrow sea. Pillaging, destroying a lot of stuff in a way, maybe even establishing some sort of a building blocks of a empire, a later empire, a Dothraki empire. But she will reach the narrow sea, and they will cross the narrow sea. They will want to cross the narrow sea. They will need to use ships, and we know they are afraid of water.
Yeah.
And I think they will drown.
You think they will drown?
I think the natural barrier between Essos and Westeros will prevent the Dothraki reaching Westeros, and maybe I just a guess.
No.
Bran using his special 3 power Captain Planet powers combined will do a Moses style drowning
of the Dothraki, of the horse people.
Daenerys will reach Westeros. She will have 1 dragon at least, I guess.
Okay.
But her Dothraki army will drown. Yes. If you compare it to the Mongols, they wanted to reach Japan, and they didn't reach Japan.
Twice.
The sea.
The sea twice. Tsunami.
Yeah. The sea stopped them.
The sea
stopped that separates
the way to Japan.
Japan from.
So this is that brand style.
So it could be an inspiration. It could be an inspiration. First of all, we already know about a similar case in the ancient history of the world. When the first man came, they tell us about some kind of magic the children of the forest did in order to break Essos from Westeros.
So at the end of the 5th book, Dany meets the Dothrakis, and then you get she's with her dragon, and you get a sense that something is going to happen there. And
Not just the Dothraki, she's met one of the Dothrakis that were one of the Khals that were enemies from the first book.
Right.
We know that part of their culture is they follow the strongest
right.
one that will keep them.
So she will be the
enemies.
Stallion that mounts the world.
She will be the stallion
because she mounts the dragon.
Maybe she's
the dragon is better than a dragon, stronger than a dragon is stronger. A dragon is stronger than a horse, than a stallion. Okay.
If their main battlefield will be the steppes, like the plains, and they will use their horses' tactics, they will wipe out everything. They can wipe out almost every army that comes.
Right, all the Golden Company. Nobody will try to. Nobody will stop them.
They are no match to Roman hundreds, tens of thousands of Roman marauding, pillaging, raping, burning. Killing, picking in the nosing,
awful people,
douchebags riding horses with arcs.
Okay, and they have their arcs, cool weapons.
So if they will see her as a strong person that can unite them, that promise them glory and some kind of fulfillment of ancient prophecy, they will follow her all the way to the narrow sea. But
it's also interesting from a literature standpoint because we hear from the first book. In the first book, we hear that they are afraid of the salt sea. Like something will happen, and we know nothing happens when you cross the sea. But then something will happen. How ironic! The first time, was, okay, I will cross the sea. Damn.
Maybe the ones that she will leave behind, maybe there will be some kind of I don't know. The Dothraki Empire or something like that.
Yeah, they start to settle in cities, go to bars, whatever. Okay, so let's wrap this up. If you liked it, like. If you didn't like it, comment. You can comment and maybe tell us if you agree or don't agree, and maybe if you have questions.
If if everyone has a better historical example,
go for it.
Go for it. You know, everything is interpretation, not.
It's sources of inspiration and not.